Hello and welcome, Lynx here. We are playing Sakura Bunny Girls 2, and we've had a day off with Satomi. We had a weekend off with Rico, and yet there has not been an appearance of Yuka still. Also, are we going to spend the weekend with Mei Mei as well? I wonder? Well, a lot of questions, maybe some answers in today's episode. Let's get to it! Judging by how often incidents happen to us, the rest of the weekend passes by eventfully. Rico and I enjoy our time together by going to the beach for some quick dips and then having some generous drinks at bar. She tried to persuade me to visit the casino again and emptying their vault with their gambling skills, for I barely managed to convince her it would be better to just bask in the tropical weather. I mean, to be fair, it would be better to just go and check out if there is something interesting in this area in general. Do some sightseeing. Yeah, I'll be honest. I've at some point I definitely grown out of just sticking to the beach. Yeah. Anyway. I don't think she's ever revealed her financial power to me, but I believe she has more money than she can spend. I wish I had that. I wish I had that. Now, after some days packed with thrills, we're back in the city. The train station conveniently located close to Rico's house.
This is what I call an awesome trip, Yori. I feel so refreshed. I could do just about anything. Even the thing we're supposed to do before interrupting it with an impromptu vacation. Which was... crap, it's on the tip of my tongue.
We were investigating the mysterious assault on Yuka's hideout, Rico. You couldn't have possibly forgotten.
Well, of course not. I was messing with you, yes. How could I forget something that important?
Rico's jittery voice doesn't back up her words, prompting me to quizzically raise an eyebrow. She had so much fun that she forgot why we were there in the first place.
Seriously, Fo, I don't remember that some nasty people attacked Yuka. In fact, I was wondering how long it would take you to bring up that topic. Ironically, I did it unknowingly. I guess I'm eager to get back to work. Who would have said? Huh?
Who would have said? I feel like you meant who would have thought, but okay. Truth be told, I didn't think about work during these days at all. I was so entertained that it slipped my mind completely. However, I believe that was the trip's objective, to wind down so that we could get back at it with renewed forces.
Exactly. I told you that having fun is the best way to become motivated.
I mean... I'm motivated to record more, but just the time does not allow.
And trust me, I'm pumped up and raring to go. How about we discuss this in detail somewhere that offers hot brews and sugary pastries?
I knew it. Served by girls in cute cat-made costumes, I'm guessing.
You read my mind, Yori?
Agreeing to drop by our unofficial headquarters, Rico and I make our way towards Mei Mei's coffee shop, itching to talk about our investigation while sipping from an overly cute drink. I think I'm truly developing a liking for that place. I like it already. Upon reaching the establishment, Rico swings the door open, revealing the sights of an empty cafe. Given the time it is and the amount of people that are hustling up and down the streets, it's a rare scenario. No way. They chose different cafes? Bastards.
Hello? Hello? Is anybody home? Damn, I think this place closed today, Yori. And here I wanted to drink something shaped like a cartoony cat.
I mean, on the other hand, why would the door be open if it's closed? Mei Mei also deserves to rest a bit, you know. However, if that's the case, why was the door left unlocked?
Because I'm still inside, sir. I was telling you some pressing matters. Running a business is much harder than it seems. If only it was as simple as serving coffee and pastries while cracking cat puns.
Upon hearing our voices, Mei Mei turns out of the cafe's back room, greeting us with her usual courteous yet playful bow.
So we're dealing with paperwork and that kind of tedious stuff, I take it. Ugh, what a waste of time. It's unnecessary evil, I'm afraid. By filling those endless forms, I ensure that everything's perfect and up-to-date for my customers. I'd hate it if something bad happened because of that. They could shut my place down. And you wouldn't be able to see me ever again if that was the case. Oh, come on, don't say that. Sooner or later, we'd eventually bump into each other. The city isn't that big.
Unsure what to reply to that, Mei Mei shrugs while giggling. Her eyes drifting slowly towards me. The city is bigger than you imagine. It's not about the city. Let's go with that. It's not about the city, Rico. It's about our friendship. Even in this small world, we cannot depend on fate to meet again in the future. Personally, I don't want Mei Mei to go anywhere anytime soon. Yeah? Smooth operator.
Yeah, me neither. I want to buy my cat team treats here. It's the best and only place where I can do that. And speaking of which, since you're close, we'll have to come back some other time, right? No need! I can make an exception for you too! You're among my best purchasers! You deserve a special treatment! Yes!
Mei Mei accompanies her message with a mischievous wink, prompting Rico and B to smile in response. There is no doubt she's going to the extra mile for us. Are we still her customers? Or have we advanced to the rank of friends?
Let me flip the open sign so that nobody will enter by mistake and bother you. In the meantime, take a seat. The whole place is at your disposal. Make yourself at home.
Let me guess, we'll take the same seats as always.
Thanks. Thank you lots, Mei Mei. Prepare yourself to receive one of the heftiest tips ever. Oh, there's no need. I'm sure you'll do the same if we switch positions. Definitely. I wouldn't say no to a face as cute as yours.
Mei Mei's cheeks flush lightly as she withdraws to the entrance door. Rico and I sitting down at our usual spot, out of force of habit, I knew it. Why fix something that isn't broken, right?
Alright, we're good to go. Feel free to order anything from the menu. However, bear in mind that my adorable stuff isn't here, so it might take longer than usual. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Take all the time you need, Mei Mei. We're not in a hurry. Actually, you can bring us whatever is most convenient to make for you. You're doing us a huge favor, so the least we could do is reciprocate.
Yep, what you said. Beggars can be choosers. We're in your hands. Oh, perfectly fine. Then I'll whisk you a couple of caramel matchas. Mochas. Along with some carrot cake slices. You love them.
I think I've never had a carrot cake. But when I was young, I liked carrot juice, so maybe I would enjoy that. I should buy a carrot cake at some point. I should take a note of that. Beaming at us, Mei Mei leaves with a curtsy, returning shortly after with our delicious-looking order. And then, when she's ensured we're satisfied, she heads behind the counter, entering the locale's backroom.
I'm amazed I didn't notice this place sooner, Yori. I've got to make up for all the times I could come, but didn't.
Fortunately for you, you'll be able to do that, and much more, Rico. For now, though, we must stay on track. Yuka's been waiting for a breakthrough long enough.
Alright, we're back in business. We're detectives once more.
Cackling at the statement, Rico holds her cup in front of her face, foaming her lips upon drinking from it.
Okay, let's start with what we know, shall we? According to you, and I trust your judgment, even if we have some tiny qualms because of my past with her, Satomi is innocent along with her company.
Correct, they're no longer suspects.
We also know that whoever bribed that commissioner was wearing a suspicious bunny suit similar to the one I wear when I transform.
Which hints that there is another bunny girl in the city, one that neither of you three was aware of.
Which brings us to what we don't know. We're still not sure if that mysterious person is actually a bunny girl. It could be someone wearing a bunny suit for the sake of it. Maybe someone who's a fan of us. We've been seen, so our existence, even if still obscure, isn't a well-kept secret.
I sip from my cup. Without sound though. The sweet flavor of the toasted caramel helping formulate a response. Indeed, there could be people attempting to impersonate you, but I believe that the chances of the happening are slim, if not ridiculous. Why would a so-called fan bribe the police and help a group of armed people take down Yuka's gang? It doesn't sound right to me.
It doesn't make much sense. So in the end, a fourth bunny girl is indeed messing with the city's fragile balance. And that's exactly where our investigation should be pointed at, discovering the identity of this girl, who they work for, and why they decided to attack Yuka like that. They didn't say why, did they? That's extremely weird. They should have sent a calling card or something. Don't they watch the TV? It's always more dramatic like that. But whatever, we got the call now.
Clarifying one of those 3 points will solve the case. I agree that our primary focus belongs there. Grinning at me, Rico devours the last piece of cake before she hops off her seat, excited to retake our investigation.
Well then, there's some work ahead of us. I'll be snooping around looking for some valuable info. Next time I find something juicy, I'll contact you right away. I really can't wait to unmask this mysterious bunny girl. I only wish she won't be as annoying as Satomi, but so far she's proving to be quite a pain in the butt.
Damn it, I think I didn't nail that mosquito or whatever it was. You'll probably hate what I'm about to say, but Satomi isn't as terrible as you think. Maybe it's a bit too brutish when she's on the job, that I can agree with, for she isn't the villain you're convinced she is. Yeah, opting to not answer me with words, Rico paused just like an annoyed child would, sticking her tongue out moments before she turns on her heel and exits the cafe. I can't help but let out a short peal of laughter at her bratty display, her dislike for Satomi starting to amuse me. Ignoring that rivalry, the case is slowly growing hotter, meaning that it will eventually end in a success. When that happens, the suspect will be in quite an unfortunate predicament. Yuka will undoubtedly want to get back at them and hit them where it hurts, and she won't stop until they shed a tear or two of pure regret. Shuddering to imagine what will be coming their way, I finish my mocha, leaving more than enough bills on tray as I proceed to direct my steps out of the cafe. I consider bidding Mei goodbye, but since she must be busy as a bee dealing with her affairs, I decide to continue walking in silence. I would say bye.
Yuri!
As I'm about to twist the door handle and depart, I hear Mei calling my name from behind, her soft voice giving me goosebumps. She must be inches away from me. Oh, hell yeah! Ow! And she'd like,
Yuri, would you like to go on a vacation with me?
that would be lovely. Doing my best to keep my cool, I slowly turn around, finding Mei's face so close to mine that she's virtually brushing it with her nose. Let's go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to sneak up on you like that. Before I leave, I have something important to tell you.
She gazes right at me, not displaying any intention to bridge the small gap between us. It's not that it bothers me, but whatever Mei is planning to share with me must be of the essence for her to be like this. Alright? What is it, Mei? I'm ready to hear you out.
It's about your friend's attack. I think I can help you out with that.
My eyes widen like plates, disbelieving Mei is aware of such a delicate matter. Are the walls of this cafe that thin? Excuse me? Wait, you aren't really supposed to know about any of that. You'll have to tell me how you got to learn about this topic, Mei. I mean, I guess we weren't exactly quiet, huh?
Please don't get mad at me. I managed to overhear some of your conversation, Yuri. I didn't do it, but I swear I'm not such a prank kitten.
Alright, I'm going to assume you're telling the truth, obviously. What can you tell me about the attack?
I don't know much about the attack itself, only the group of people that targeted a gang that had their turf located in an old neighborhood. Your friends must be a member, or even the leader. I don't know any names or details, so don't need to worry. As I said, I only overheard some tiny snippets of conversations. I respect your prayers, even if it doesn't look like it right now.
Morosely, Mei looks at me, hoping I'll believe her words and stop myself from scolding her. I trust that girl, come on. She's such a cutie pie. That girl couldn't lie to me. I believe that. Indeed, I'm not happy about having been spied on by her, for I believe Mei when she says that it was an accident rather than something intentional. Just this once, I'm going to let it slip. I would forgive that girl everything. Almost everything. There's a few things that are unforgivable completely, but other than that, everything. Well, at this point I guess it's pointless trying to keep this issue a secret. Yes, my friend is the leader of said gang. And yes, some people attack them out of the blue. She hired me to find the culprits since such a heinous action can go unpunished.
Oh! Is that why you've been moving up and down so much lately with those older friends of yours?
Precisely. They're helping with the investigation. We're trying to find a solid lead, one that will draw us closer to the perpetrators. Dude, in before the attack was by the guy that employs Yori.
That's right, come in, Yori. I believe I have some info for you. Maybe even lead. This killer has been working hard to lend you a hand.
What? What do you mean? As the conversation draws closer to the topic at hand, Mei lets me go, taking a step back so that we can discuss it properly. Her intervention has raised many questions. I have faith she'll be able to answer them all. Alright. Ask me about the attackers, discover the... Alright, let's go attackers first. I assume we'll have all the options available. It's ironic, but after all this time, I'm still not sure who did it. Would you be able to tell me about the attackers?
Of course, I'll share with you all I know, even if I couldn't find much more on the internet.
Was she searching the info on the internet? What?
They've done a wonderful job deleting their murky past. International corporations are always like that.
You mean Crunchyroll? that website should be shut down, by the way. Let's not forget that they were a pirate website long time ago. And there should be consequences for that, like deleting entire Crunchyroll. Anyway. Oh, so in the end it really was a corporation. Are they from the city, by any chance?
Definitely not. They're foreign, but they've recently moved to the city. Or better said, they moved to the city so that they could launch their attack. They never showed any interest in these parts. I assume they had bigger fish to fry. No wonder given their business activities.
I take it they're not particularly lawful. They show that with their raids and by bribing the police.
Absolutely. From what I read, I'd stay as far away from them as possible. Everyone regrets dealing with them. It turns out they're into stock trading and shipping goods. They do whatever it takes to make a profit, no matter if that means framing people so their assets will drop or blackmailing providers to sell cheap. And that's not even the top 10 list of the worst things they've done.
Oh. I'll proceed with care. If that's true, then they're worse than I thought. I'll proceed with care so they won't pull any nasty tricks on my friends or me. And, very importantly, on you. I won't give them the satisfaction of stopping my investigation. One way or another, they'll pay for what they did.
Well said, Yuri. Caution always pays in the end. Being reckless now could ruin your efforts, and you've done so very much already. Knowing you as I do, I'm sure you'll find a way to hit them where it hurts without putting yourself in danger in the process. You strike me as such a dependable man. Your friends are extremely lucky to have you.
I nod faintly to show that I agree with her. For her powers tipped the balance in her favor. Whoa. I'm not sure if in the video it kinda lagged as well. I'm not sure. It might have. For me, it kinda jumped the screen a little bit of the game. If it hadn't been for Rico's help, I doubt I'd still have the briefcase with me. True. Ask how she discovered the attackers. Let's go. For a coffee shop maid, you did what an excellent journalist would do. We are talking about the past, because as we know, 2025 journalists, yeah, they are just spewing lies mostly. There are no good journalists anymore. Anyway, Mei. Not even I could get closer to them. How did you discover the identity of them?
It's a bit shameful to admit this, for I'm a huge technology enthusiast, Yuri. I enjoy spending my free time on the internet a little too much.
Me too.
And despite being a cat girl, I don't spend all of my time watching funny cat videos. Alright, fine. Who am I kidding? I do watch cat videos and memes until I'm ready to draw, but I also have lots of fun reading blogs and whatnot.
Okay. Blogs? Wait, what kind of blogs?
Whatever I can lay my hands on. Some are utterly useless, whereas some others are obscure and almost scary to read. Some people shamelessly share all of their secrets online, and most of the things they type out are the opposite of good. However, from time to time, I do stumble upon some interesting info. So yeah, when I overheard you talking about the attack, I decided to search the blog for clues. It took me a long time, for I managed to find some people discussing the arrival of a new company in the city. For some reason, they were concerned, so I decided to investigate them further. And oh dear, I didn't find a single nice thing about them. One person was even presuming that the company was sending armed grants to lay down their wicked law. Coincidence? I think not. They're definitely guys you're looking for.
Okay, I might have to ask you to join the team. Those blocks are too dangerous. Yeah, I'm kinda worried about Mei, but let's go with the first one, whatever. With those research skills, I might have to ask you to join the team, Mei. I didn't think for an instance I'd find any leads online. Trust me, this information is invaluable to me.
Oh, you're more than welcome, Yuri. Helping you is my pleasure. As for your indirect offer, I will give you a few tips wherever you get stuck. Becoming a cat-loving hacker sure sounds like a lot of fun. I'd give nightmares to the bodies by bringing down their firewalls and exposing their dirty deals. If only I was able to do something like that, of course. Exploring the block is pretty tough already. Anyway, I found the authors of the crime for you, and that's what matters. Mission accomplished.
I like her even more now. Mei might be becoming the best girl in this game, you know? Even though she's not a bunny girl, so that might be an issue, but... Ask Mei what the attackers tried to achieve. When they raided the hideout, they were rather vicious, but still, I'm at a loss as to what brought them to behave so violently. What were they trying to achieve exactly? I doubt the gang wronged them somehow.
I've never been part of any large corporation.
Lucky.
So I can say that their goals are often unfathomable. It could be literally anything from looking to expand their business to punishing their competitors.
Which would make sense if they were targeting another company. Instead, they assaulted regular people who surely didn't even know of their existence.
Well, now that you mention it, I recall some shady discussions on the web which were hinting that we traveled all the way here to look for someone who pissed them off.
Looking for someone who pissed them off? What happened?
Take this with a grain of salt, for if we trust the anonymous poster, they got one of their digital wallets emptied by someone from this city.
Oh, Rico!
Assume that they're thirsting for payback as well as the money that's surely gone now.
Which still doesn't end up. I'm skeptical that my friend was responsible for all of that. Hell, I barely saw her use her phone. Are you sure that's it?
Well, whoever in their accounts was a computer genius. Maybe they pretended to use other device to avoid drawing attention to them. Unfortunately, that company believes that the wrongdoer is just your friend.
I wish I could talk with them. I'll have to find whoever responsible. Let's go with this one. After there's this problem with the company, I'll have to find the person responsible for instigating the attack. Ugh. The thief or hacker, whatever you call that criminal, must also be held accountable.
I wouldn't say the person is a criminal. In the end, they punish lawless company ways.
Let's go, I wish I could talk with them. Since this is apparently a terrible misunderstanding, I actually wish I could talk with them and sort out the issue. However, I have serious doubts they'll deign themselves to hear me out. Not to mention that their assault is still unforgivable. I won't let them walk away as if nothing had happened.
I agree with you, Yuri. Companies like that shoot first and ask questions later. And that's not how it works. You'll have to teach them that valuable lesson personally. I wish I could support you somehow. It must be amazing working with you.
Okay, let me get this straight. A foreign company with a bad record was drawn to the city because a hacker emptied one of their digital wallets. There is a fat chance they pretended to be someone else so the company wouldn't target them, which caused them to target my friend instead. And this is all surely true because what you read on the internet coincides with what's happening in real life.
That's about it, Yuri. Every should ask that friend of yours about the digital wallet. Maybe, just maybe, she has something to do with all that after all. If you want to be thorough, I wouldn't disregard that possibility.
You're probably right, Mei. I've seen stranger things.
Like pastries shaped like cute cats? I bet you didn't have a single clue such an awesome thing could exist.
Well, you'd win the bet then, yeah. Maybe and I chuckle, more than pleased to have a new direction follow. I dislike the fact that she eavesdropped on me, however I admit it was for the best. Eavesdrop, I mean, that's such a strong word. Come on. Otherwise, who knows how long it would have been taken us to discover the foreign company.
Would that be all for today, Yuri? I'm sure you're dying to tell your friend about your breakthrough.
Pretty much. I'll also ask her a few things about the potential involvement, though I'm not excited about that.
Let's hope she wasn't the body all along. That'd be quite an unwelcome plot twist, wouldn't it?
Not only unwelcome, but rather lame as well. Why send me on an arduous investigation if she knew who and why caused such a turmoil?
To keep you busy, I don't know, I guess you'll find out soon enough.
I guess I will. I flash Mei Mei a playful smile as I approach the entrance door, my destination located in the middle of the old neighborhood. However, as I'm about to bid Mei Mei goodbye and leave, she taps my shoulder lightly, freezing my hand on the door handle.
You don't need to hear this, but be careful, Yuri. Don't act recklessly while you're out. It'd be sad if you had to sip my coffee through a straw because you have to, not because you want to.
I mean, nothing like that will ever happen to me, so don't worry, maybe I'll be back before you know it.
That better be the case. You have yet to try every single item on the menu. And hear many more cat poos from yours truly. I have to give them a proper food before I come to work. Did you know that?
Mei Mei reinforces her improvised pun with a mischievous wink, prompting me to let out a laugh before I prepare myself to set off to Yuka's hideout. When I first met Mei Mei not so long ago, I believed that most of the things she said were out of courtesy. But today showed genuine concern when she asked me that question. It's evident that she's closer to me than ever before, and personally I quite like that. Hell yeah. She deserves to have a friend, especially when it's one of her best customers. And I'm more than happy to step into that role. Maybe even more of a role then. Delighted to see me at her hideout, Yuka greets me from the other side, beckoning me to come closer. As expected, there is the usual movement inside. Yuka's gang is continuously busy with the missions she keeps handing them. Taking into account how much she cares about them, I'm certain she's been asking her people to keep a watchful eye all over the neighborhood and report any suspicious activity. Some might not want to believe it, but a lightning bolt can strike the same spot twice if you give it enough time. True. Aww. Finally we meet again! Kawaii girl!
Hi there, Yuri. It's always good to see your serious face around. I was starting to miss it.
Me too. I missed you too. Yep, I guess I've been away for quite a while. Sorry that I couldn't drop by earlier. Yuka!
That's okay. There are no hard feelings from my side. We all have stuff to do, and trust me, we better do it at some point. Anyway, what brings you here? I guess you didn't visit just to say hi, which means you're either ready to take on an assignment or have some news to share with me. You're not the kind of dude who'd meet with someone just to hang out. Or am I wrong?
I mean, you might be wrong about that. Considering the last two trips were technically to hang out. Yuka raised an eyebrow, teasingly, goading me on to ask her out. Yes! I'm almost tempted to do so. Yes! If I have a hunch she'll retract her offer after I tell her what Mei Mei passed on to me several minutes ago. Yeah, I wouldn't have any trouble spending some time with you for the sake of it, Yuka, yes. In fact, I'm looking forward to enjoying myself like that, yes. However, I've come to visit you because I believe I discovered the identity of people behind the attack.
What? Did you actually smoke out those pricks? You've got to tell me at once. Yuri, we'll hang out after this. Deliver some sweet juice. Justice, I mean.
Sweet juice. According to a reliable source, there is a foreign company who's moved into the city recently. Someone hacked their systems and emptied one of their digital wallets. That enraged the company and made them seek revenge. That made me wonder, do you or any of your people have something to do with that? Surely you're not the ones that made them mad. Finding my question offensive, Yuka folds her arms tightly, glaring at me as if I just sent an extremely coarse insult her way.
Absolutely not. I don't give a flying damn what those big corporations do as long as they don't stick their green noses in my neighborhood. The idea of having slashed their wallet like that is ridiculous. I can't believe you asked me such a thing, Yori.
I'm telling you, it must have been Rico, man. I have a feeling. I have a feeling like that. Anyway. Well, I was convinced you were involved, Yuka. However, I had to make sure that someone turned you into this company's target. They believe you were the ones who robbed them, and that's why they attempted to punish you.
I swear those office drones don't have half a brain.
True.
It's obvious that some sort of computer nerd wrecked their cybersecurity. My gang and I'm ridiculing myself here, struck when we attempt to connect the router to the internet. There's absolutely no chance we could have pulled off a feat like that. Anyone with a fraction of common sense would agree with me.
Upset at their thoughtless acts, Yuka clenches her fists, some sparks emerging from her palms.
Well, whatever. They made the terrible mistake when they opposed us, and now we're going to pay in spades.
Wait, what are you planning to do now, Yuka?
First and foremost, I'll uncover the identity of the company in question. Then, I'll investigate their assets. They must have something in the city if they decide to move in, right? And finally, I'll carry out my revenge by pulverizing one of their buildings. The more expensive, the better. That will serve them right for having been such morons.
I stared at Yuka with concern as she realized the First ordered one of her gang members darting to another room to search for the recent news. Coming from her, I assume that she means the word pulverize literally.
But hey, don't think I forgot about you, Yori. I want you to come with me and help me mess them up badly. I'll pay you for troubles. It'd be unfair if you work for free. You've got to earn a living after all.
We aren't supposed to behave like them. Let's go with that. Okay, I understand that you are angry at them, for I believe we aren't supposed to behave like them. Eye for an eye, and the whole world will go blind, Yuka. I kinda would want to do that anyway.
Well, they should have thought things twice before raiding this place like they did, Yori. At the very least, they deserve to suffer the consequences. And don't you talk about the police because those jails didn't show up last time. Money corrupted them to the marrow.
I mean, not all officers are corrupt. If we inform them properly, they will take a...
No, not happening. I'll be paying them a nasty visit with or without you, Yori. It's your call.
I twist my lips, attempting that. Accepting the change Yuka's mind will be an uphill battle with no prospect of winning. I have no choice but to accompany her then. It'd be much safer for the other side if I were to keep watch over her. Very well. I'll be coming with you, Yuka. But only because I don't want to raise their office or whatever they head to the ground. There are some limits what we can't cross.
Yeah, I get it, Yori. I'm not that ruthless anyway. Allow their building to have a wall standing, perhaps too. It will depend on how crossed I am when we get there.
Unsure whether Yuka's joking or not, I pulled a nervous smile, my fidgety reaction causing her to split her sides. However, her peals of laughter wind down as soon as the previous gang member turns with a piece of paper that they promptly hand to her.
Would you look at that? Our corporate jackasses purchased a warehouse near the docks. I bet it's stuffed with goodies. Goodies they had to lose. Oh boy. When I'm done with them, they won't even be able to sell them as scrap.
Well, I'm openly against the idea of punishing them like that, Yuka, but I'll still come with you and lend you a hand if I must. I believe you'll do the right thing when the time comes.
Ha! We'll see about that.
Grinning devilishly, Yuka stretched her arms, ready and willing to pick a fight. I already know the answer, but I'm going to ask her anyway. Are you going to head there now, Yuka?
Yeah, I've been waiting way too long for this, Yori. It's about time to settle the score.
Reluctant to make the corporation wait any longer, Yuka informs her gang she'll be dishing out some payback, triggering every member present to cheer up on her. I follow their heroine outside, somewhat worried about what's going to happen next. I've seen Yuka's powers in action firsthand, and I've witnessed the lengths she's willing to go to protect her people. The mixture of both could be explosive, to say the least. And talking from experience, I truly wish I could say I meant this metaphorically. Right. Distancing ourselves from the old neighborhood at a rapid pace, we venture into the docks, an industrial district located next to the ocean. There are large, colorful containers next to the waterfront, towering metallic cranes perching over us, and barges drawing closer to the shore to unload their valuable cargo. It would be rather peaceful if it weren't for the sounds of engines that filled the air.
Ah, there it is. That's the warehouse that belongs to the boneheads. Those poor fools don't suspect a thing.
Yuka giggles wickedly as she points at the ordinary building, scowling at it with disdain. It doesn't stand out in the slightest, except perhaps for the few guards that are casually roaming around its boundaries. Are you sure that's our target, Yuka? Attacking innocent individuals is not an option for us.
This is the address that my gang provided me. I trust them with my life, so there is no need to question them. Besides, isn't it a tiny bit suspicious that this is the only warehouse in the area that's actually protected?
I mean, it's not an awfully compelling reason, but I guess so, yeah. Anyway, what's the plan? I suggest infiltrating the warehouse and getting rid of their security stealthily and do not sound any alarms.
Puh, you're right. You should know by now that I prefer doing things loudly and efficiently.
Okay, loudly doesn't really mean efficient, but...
We're going to enter through the main door and make sure everyone gets a good look at us. We're sending a message to the corporate morons, remember? They regret the day they decide to hustle my people.
But I think Yori doesn't necessarily want them to know. Yeah. Undeterred by the many signs that forbid our entrance, Yuka transforms, replacing her previous casual clothes, with her unique bunny suit. And then she proceeds to stride confidently toward the gate, despite it being closed shut. As expected, the few security guards that were looking after the building's exterior race in our direction, gesturing to us to turn back at once.
You can't be here, this is private property! Scram or else your friends will have to glue you back together at the hospital! If the ambulance managed to find all the missing pieces, that is!
They don't know what's coming. The three guards mock us, their laughter prompting Yuka to smirk at them maliciously.
Oh wow, I'm so afraid. Even my suit's shaking like a leaf. I believe I've never been this terrified in my whole life.
To provoke the watchmen further, Yuka pretends to tremble while pulling a rather smug face, forcing them to adopt a much more aggressive stance.
Well, aren't you an unfunny comedian? We'll see how you laugh with my first parrot in your fa...
Reacting to her taunt, the guard hurls a potent punch at her head, Yuka stopping the ferocity with her palm.
Buried where a swipe?
The poor, unsuspecting man can't believe his eyes, astonished to have his swing blocked like that.
Oof, that was lame. Even my grandma punch is stronger. Here, let me show you how it's done.
Summoning her powers, Yuka sets her fist on fire, striking the guard on his chest with enough force to send him flying and crashing against the gate. If that display of force wasn't intimidating enough, the scorching mark that Yuka left on his uniform will definitely do the trick.
You monster! You perpetrated to him!
Not wanting to meet the same fate as his partner, the guard produces an... a telescopic button, an action to which Yuka reacts by laughing offhandedly.
So you want to use your pitiful toys, huh? Fine, I'll use mine as well.
Dispelling the flames by snapping her fingers, Yuka casts her water whip, causing the guard to look at her in shock as he considers dropping his weapon and running. Unfortunately for him, he decides not to do that in the end, preferring to charge at Yuka in hopes of landing a devastating blow on her body. Without breaking a sweat, Yuka curls her whip around the button, disarming the guard by throwing his blunt weapon far away.
Is the best you can do, huh? Really? And here I was hoping for a proper fight.
Not letting the attacker withdraw, Yuka cracks her whip, seizing his stomach with the watery lash. And then she flings the bouncer at the gate, damaging it considerably.
Shut! I'm not getting paid enough to deal with this! Sorry, it's way too late to have qualms about your courage choice. You won't be running away from this. Ooh!
And snaring the retreating security guard with her elemental weapon, Yuka heaves him in the gate as well, finally busting it open in the process.
And that's how you open the door, Yori. I bet that the rest of those champs will be waiting for us inside, cowering in fear. It's hard to believe these are the same guys that raided my hideout. I guess that they only feel confident when picking on defenseless people.
think that these guards were merely hired by the company to protect the warehouse, Yuka. It's very likely they don't know what they're actually protecting. Taking that into account, they must be completely unaware of the attack.
Even if you're right, they're working for those jerks, so they deserve to be whooped. And it serves them right if you ask me. They should have chosen a better job, because you wouldn't work for this kind of dipstick, would you?
Well, I wouldn't know. I'd investigate the position a bit before applying in case my mindset wouldn't align with theirs. Yeah, that's the correct way. Also, yeah, that's the correct approach with jobs in general.
See, they had this coming. Now let's stop wasting time and start busting some heads. The rest of these fools must be excited to meet us. And it'd be rude to keep them waiting.
Okay. Eager to deliver her violent message, Yuka cracks her whip loudly as she steps into the warehouse, the security hurrying to surround us. Unlike the ones that were outside, these are carrying small firearms, now aimed at us with murderous intent. Unfazed by being held at gunpoint, Yuka bursts into a peal of teasing laughter, sending the guards for a loop.
So many tiny pistols. I guess you have license for them or else you'll be in world of hurt.
And what do you care? You're not a cop. And it's not like you're in position to complain. Surrender now before we riddle with bullets.
If I were a cop, you'd be behind bars already. I'd make sure you wouldn't get to see the sunshine in a very long time. As for threat, yeah right. You wouldn't be able to hit an elephant even if it was right next to you. Not to mention someone as agile as me.
We'll see about that. Incensed by her insulting claim, the guards open fire, triggering Yuka to spin her whip in front of her. The bullets impact against the whip, ricocheting off all over the place, miraculously not hitting anyone in the process. Eventually, the guards run out of bullets. Oh, it's one guard. Never mind. His face perfectly reflecting his horror.
What did I say? Not even if it was right next to you. You had your chance, now it's my turn.
Dexterously grabbing the smoking gun with her whip, Yuka tosses it away, lunging at the vulnerable bouncer afterward. The man huffs with pain as Yuka lands on top of him. Oi! That should have been me! Flattening his body against the ground. His consciousness faded instantly, rendering him out of combat.
Hehe, this was great. Why don't you, blockhead, come join us? Allow me to take care of you useless guns before you start playing for. They spoil the fun.
Disinclined to let them fire at her again, Yuka uses her powers to cast a powerful gust of wind, causing the guards to topple and scattering their weapons across the ample room.
Much better. And since I pity you, I'll make this fight a tiny bit fairer.
Smirking like a demoness, Yuka vanishes her leash, opting to set her fists aflame instead.
Alright, I'm ready for you. Let's dance!
Taunting the guards to get closer, they ultimately opt for an all-out attack. Having faith that the sheer number of bodies they'll throw at Yuka will overcome her raw strength. To their dismay, Yuka prepares to teach them a lesson one by one, which prompts her to stomp on the ground and send a seismic wave at the charging foes. All hack the floor except for one, who suddenly finds himself facing Yuka alone.
Here I am, just for you. Come on, I'll even give you one floor free. Hit me like you mean it, pipsqueak.
Blaster the man delivers a wimpy stomach punch, causing Yuka to erupt in booming laughter.
Hey, that was it. It barely tingled. I'll show what a real punch looks like.
Those are the last words the guard hears before Yuka lands an uppercut that lifts his body several feet from the ground, his chin sizzling due to her flaming fists. The rest of the guards are appalled, for they're just forced to sit there at the mercy of the inhumanely strong girl.
Whose turn is next? Yours? Don't be shy, get over here.
Visibly regretting his career choice, the guard attempts to kick Yuka, doing his best to stay away from her blazing hands. However, she easily blocks the attack, clutching his legs so tightly that his trousers start smoldering.
Oh no, it seems that you're on fire. Remember, drop on roll if you don't want to burn to a crisp. Don't worry, I'll help you avoid that.
Grinning at her cheeky comment, Yuka treats the man as if he were a spinning top, forcing his body to whirl so quickly that he goes out like a light when she lets him go. Understanding that bringing Yuka down is impossible, a bouncer targets me instead, approaching me tentatively in case I unleash some uncanny powers on him. Ah, man. To be a security guard, you're rather insecure. Haha. May must be rubbing one of me. You shouldn't be afraid when battle against an adversary. Or at least you shouldn't show it. You're embarrassing yourself like that, man. Upset at my lesson, the guard throws an elbow aimed at my face. An unconventional attack that I know how to parry. Waiting for it to be a mere inches away from me, I deflect his clenched arm with my palm, making him lose his balance and leaving his head completely exposed. Knowing exactly what to do with this fact, I launch a counter punch that knocks out the man instantly, dropping to the floor like a dead wave. Where do these guys come from? I haven't seen a single one able to fight properly. Almost on cue, another guard attempts to pounce on me, his sudden strike barely avoiding me as I dodge it with a flashy somersault. I prepare myself to fight the man, assuming a fighting stance.
Hiya!
Our incoming brawl is cut short, the instant Yuka jabs his face, defeating the man with a single attack. That was a little bit of a sucker punch, but honestly, it's fine. It's only then that I notice Yuka has secured the warehouse, with every bouncer's face planted firmly on the floor, lacking energy to get out. Given how ruffled Yuka was when we were discussing her payback, this could have ended much worse for them.
Just when I was getting started. I know about you, but I wouldn't mind crushing some more reinforcement, Yori. Who do we need to call to so that more of those champs will come to get their asses beaten?
No clue. I believe it's for the best, for after they review the camera footage, they won't be sending inexperienced people like this after us anymore. That's why you take the footage with you, man.
Camera footage?
Yuka tilts her head quizzically, prompting me to point at one of the many cameras that are monitoring the warehouse.
Oh hey, we're being recorded. Perfect, I want to have a few words with the bonehead in charge.
Yuka's tone becomes more defined as she draws closer to the camera, ensuring that her whole body is in the frame.
Alright, nitwit, listen to me, and listen to me good. You attacked innocent people several days ago because you can't tell your elbow apart from your boot crack. And guess what? That stupid mistake has turned you a powerful enemy. Stay away from my people, stay away from my territory, or else you'll suffer the consequences. Did I make myself clear? I hope so, because otherwise I'm going to turn your existence into a living nightmare. With her ominous monologue over, Yuka flips off the camera before delivering an unrestrained, blazing punch that melts it away. Technically that camera probably didn't have the sound. Why would a warehouse camera have a sound, to be fair? Maybe they do, on the other hand. I guess it depends on the company, right? I do know that the cameras they use in the store I used to work for, at least, had zero sound and absolutely crappy quality of footage. Yeah, anyway, if she could use her powers like that, the guards would be puddles by now. It's reassuring to see she's still in control of her own strength. And that's that. When their CEO leader or whatever sees the video, they'll definitely piece their stuck up undies. Nah. Does that mean we're done here, Yuka? Probably not. I would assume we are destroying all of that. Not at all. This warehouse could use some reworking, if you catch my drift. I'm miles away from being an interior designer, but a fireplace would really put this whole place together. What's with those girls wanting to burn everything? And personally, a few walls could go away too. An open floor plan and getting rid of some of this junk littering the area would create so much free space. There is a lot of work to be done, so we better get to it. The intensity of her flames increases until Yuka's fists are completely engulfed by a smoldering fire. Suddenly she hasn't scrapped the idea of destroying the entire building, compelling me to intervene. Hoi! What the hell are you doing, Yori? Step aside so that I can reduce this dump to ashes! You're better than that, girl! We both know you're better than that, Yuka. If you degrade yourself to the level, they win. And you don't want that, do you? Well, what else can I do to make things right then? It's like an apology will make my people feel better. And neither will some money, Yori. I would assume money would actually make them feel better. But it might not seem like it because they're as tough as snails, but since they attack, my people have been scared stiff. Never before have I had to deal with something as dangerous as that. Our hideout was supposed to be a haven, but now it feels like it's anything but. Everyone's guard is being held up at all the times, constantly ready to face another abrupt attack. I must bring justice to those who wrong us. I must prove that we're not to be messed with, and above all, I must return the lost safety to my crew. Even that means giving our enemies a taste of their own medicine.
I mean, to be fair, I would allow her to destroy this place, but there was no option like that if you think about it. Yuka, we are not in the middle of the jungle like previously, okay? Over here, it could be more control. Again, don't destroy the warehouse, but destroy whatever is inside of it. Yuka contorts her face with anger, leaning towards transforming this warehouse into a roaring inferno.
They hurt my people, Yori. They struck terror in their otherwise peaceful lives. It's only fair if I do the same to those pricks. I refuse to forget what they did to my gang, and I refuse to allow them to walk away as if nothing happened.
We can take revenge, but not like this. It's not always the answer. Let's go the first option. Okay. We can take revenge, but not like this, Yuka. Destroying their goods out of spite won't get us anywhere. If anything, you'll draw even more attention, which means they might spare no effort to damage your people once more.
Ha! I guess that makes sense, yeah. But forgiveness is too much for them to ask, Yori. You can't simply shoot up someone's house and walk away as if nothing had happened. So if I can't maim their pockets, what do you suggest I should do?
I mean, you literally can technically maim their pockets. We should take everything that is in the storage, come on. Well, assaulting this warehouse like you did, plus the message you sent through the camera system should suffice for now. Trust me, they will reconsider provoking your gang in the future. They clearly don't stand a chance against you, so the best thing they can do is stay away. My logic begins to pacify Yuka, her face no longer looking like molten lava.
I sure hope you're right, Yori. I gave it my all today, so they better be quaking in their boots. However, I can't help but feel that they deserve a little bit more repayment. For the rate, they need to remember me for a long time. Not to mention, I need satisfaction. I deserve it, and my crew deserves it too.
Okay.
So why don't you let me torch a few containers? After that we'll call it even. Please. Please.
This should be enough. We'll hit them where it hurts in time. Do nothing to corporations as large as them, Yuka. We'll hit them where it hurts in due time. We'll wait, and when the opportunity presents itself, we'll seize it.
That's a compelling point, Yori. Those containers must be a chump change for Stinky International Company. Destroying the entire warehouse, on the other hand.
It's also probably insured. Damn it! Alright, let's not destroy it. Yuka?
Alright, I was kidding. I'm not going to turn this building into a pile of rubble for now. However, if I pester my gang again, or if I spot them nosing in my territory, I'll return and knock this thing to the pieces. And I won't allow you to talk me out of it, do you hear me?
Loud and clear. If that's what happened, I won't meddling, and you'll be able to do your thing. I'm pretty confident they won't be as stupid as to make the same mistake twice for... You never know. Pleased to have defused the situation, I extend my hand to Yuka, hoping she'll take it and will be able to leave the warehouse without ravaging it. She extends hers, for in the last moment she pulls it back, igniting her fists once more.
Okay, before we get back to my hideout, let me give them one last souvenir on this building to bear my mark.
Somewhat confused, I note, prompting Yuka to grin with malice.
Hey, here you go, you are totally humiliated today. This is the proof.
Cackling like an evil witch would, Yuka gazes at the sizable message she inscribed on the wall, using her flaming hands, the brick scorched and tainted with soot. What did she do? It clearly reads, "Don't piss me off again, morons!" in capitals. Nice. That's going to take them some sweet time and effort to get rid of.
Okay, I snapped a pic of for my crew. I'm sure it's gonna put some well-needed smiles on their faces. I'm ready to leave now, Yori.
Let's roll then. We have some amazing news to share. Grabbing my hands tightly. Yes! Yuka and I abandon a vandalized warehouse. The security guards up for a nasty surprise when they wake up. It went well, and I'm not talking about the raid. I was convinced that it would go smoothly with Yuka's incredible powers. I'm talking about how Yuka was finally able to do what was right even when fury was clouding her judgment. With a stroke of luck, she'll be able to handle things without needing me to guide her. Out of the bunny girls I know, she's the closest to become a comic book hero. Maybe. I mean, she's the best of the bunny girls, that's for sure. But she must stop herself from wearing a cape. Bunny suits and capes don't mix. I guess. She's such a cutie pie. We step in Yuka's hideout just as the evening sun starts dipping below the horizon. Upon laying their eyes on us, her gang ceases their activities, eagerly awaiting Yuka's briefing. They're already expecting good news, considering that Yuka entered the building with a cocktail grin on her face.
Hello everybody, we're back. And guess what? We gave those corporate dipsticks a beating they won't forget. They won't be bothering us in a long time.
Hopefully.
Or else.
Looking forward to reinforcing her message and reassuring her people, Yuka shows them the picture of her charred graffiti, triggering her crew to erupt in a cascade of cheers. Curiously, I can feel how she's lifted a heavy wave off their backs. The invisible menace of the lawless company no longer there. This victory will allow them to breathe more easily from now on.
I've been postponing this for quite a while due to work, but having shown those champs who's boss is the perfect excuse to throw a crazy rave. UV lights, dope techno music, body paint, all the good stuff. So what do you say, Yori? Are you up to some proper fun?
I mean, if it's with you, sure. Why not? All work and no play would make anyone dull.
Whoa! What? Whoa! I was expecting you to join the party right away, dude. That was a pleasant surprise, I'm not going to lie. Ah well, you heard the man. Let's get this party started!
Upon hearing the exclamation, excitement breaks out and spreads throughout the warehouse, prompting Yuka's gang to remove the equipment to free up the space. The room is empty in seconds, but apparently the preparations are not over since the people produce buckets of what appears to be some kind of tint. I'm not a seasoned party animal, but I can tell this isn't going to be your usual celebration. What kind of raid did you have in mind, Yuka?
One that you won't forget, Yori. Sit tight while my team handles everything. I need to take care of a few things myself, but hey, I'll be back before you know it.
Confused, I watch Yuka scurry away into her bedroom with a smirk on her face as her gang members begin to slash the walls with some thick paintbrushes dripping with the substance? Strangely, they leave a barely visible trail as if they were spreading water instead. Okay, it will under the light color, got it. Okay, none of this is adding up. Could it be an elaborate prank of some sort? Adapted, since this girl doesn't mess around. She claimed it'd be a rave, and I'm taking her word for it. However, I fail to identify what's the point of doing what these guys are currently taking care of in a hurry. My questions become answered the instant they turn off the lights and ignite the UV lamps Yuka mentioned earlier, prompting the invisible liquid to shine brightly. Yeah. Neon paint. That's what it's called, that's true. That's what they were smudging over the hideout. It all makes sense now.
Are you ready to party, Yori?
Damn! She painted all her clothes like that. I blink several times as the bunny girl reappears wearing what I believe is a bikini bodysuit. See, told you. And a thick layer of the same paint, the intense neon hue highlighting her curves. Now that's one unique outfit to put on for a party.
Cat got your tongue? Or perhaps trying to remember how to dance?
Yes.
Personally, I can picture a suited guy like yourself pulling off some sweet moves.
Oi, believe it or not, there was a time I didn't wear a suit day and night. I had my fair share of fun before I became a bodyguard, okay?
Oh, are you implying you were a bad boy?
I never said that! You're twisting my words, girl!
Hey, I'll take it as a yes so that you look even sexier to my eye.
Right. Believing I was some kind of hooligan who turned over a new leaf and changed his life for the better, Yuka snaps her fingers, triggering her crew to turn on some techno music that fills the building. Immediately after, everyone begins to dance, including the bunny girl who did an excellent job painting her own body. I wonder how she did that.
Come on, Yori, show me that you still have it.
I can't remember the last time I went to a party as a guest rather than an escort for some MVP, but here goes nothing! However, I will surely embrace myself, I ease off, allowing my body to feel the beats of the frantic rhythm of the music. Yuka, who's swaying her hips and flailing her arms as if she were on one with the flow, is on a whole different level that genuinely impresses me.
Hey, not too bad for a dude who's recently become a private eye. You're a bit stiff, but I'll take care of that problem if you continue to hang out with us.
That choice of words. Remember, I became an investigator because you requested my help, Yuka. And I believe my job isn't over, even if we did find the culprits.
I know, man. Relax. Silence your mind. Focus on the beats. And forget about your problems for a few minutes. You can fake me later.
Abiding by Yuka's suggestion, I switched my thoughts to keep me up with her limber moves. As a result, I quickly ran out of stamina, needing to take a break from the hectic action that was unleashed in a matter of minutes. They certainly were craving to enjoy some quality time. I can't blame them, they've gone through a lot lately.
Are you ready to drop, old man?
Oi!
Do you want me to take you to your bed?
Oi! Wait, who are you calling old? We must be the same age, Yuka. I'm only a bit tired, that's all. Not all nights I raid a warehouse and I go crazy shortly after in another one.
Fair enough. It's been a busy day. Ironically, I'm out of gas myself, and worst of all, I'm starving.
We should introduce you to Mei Cafe, I guess.
I don't know about you, but I could eat a whole horse for dinner.
Well, I'm also hungry. Further let the horse live, Yuka. I've never eaten horse meat. Is it any good? Anyone knows? Curious.
What are our options? Hey, how about I order some of my favorite food while my gang gives their all in the Rave? You've stayed by my side until the very end, so the least I could do is give you a treat. And for the record, it won't be an actual horse, so don't sweat it.
I mean, I won't say no to a free dinner, I'm in.
Great. I'll call one of my favorite places then. They'll be here with some grub before we notice.
Get in before Mei does delivery. As everyone grooves to the music, like their lives depended on it, Yuka gestures for me to follow her to the bedroom, her phone glued to her ear as she places her order. I'm not able to pick on what it is, only that they'll be here in about 15 minutes. 15 minutes?! What?! How?! That's crazy. Will it be that delicious ramen that her grandma prepared for me? Oh yeah, there was that. Or will it be something completely new? Time will tell. 15 minutes to be exact. No freaking way someone delivers food in 15 minutes. No freaking way. However, the day ended and, you know, that means we'll end the episode. That's how it is over here. A day per episode. An episode is for a day. Unless we're under half an hour, then there will be 2 days or... yeah. Oof. Alright, Mei came in absolutely clutch with all the info. And... funnily enough, I would say... she definitely... I think I would choose probably Mei over Satomi. I think possibly over Rico. I don't know with Yuka. I really like Yuka, but Mei definitely has become like a very amazing character for this game. I'm glad they added her basically properly in Bunny Girls too. She might not be a bunny girl, but that's fine. That is absolutely fine, obviously. And Yuka had her little vengeance. Maybe not as far as she would want to, but on the other hand, you know, if you think it properly, it's a good thing that, you know, nothing has been destroyed. Because, again, it definitely has been insured. At least the warehouse itself, right, must be insured. Maybe not the goods inside, but, you know, it's something that goes to the public. and not, you know, being sold in a shady areas. It also probably has been insured, so, you know, destroying it would only bring the profit, I guess, to the company. So good thing we stopped Yuka. And then we had a Rave, and Yuka looked freaking amazing in her like painted one-piece supposedly bikini. Nice. Yeah, with that being said, let's end the episode. The continuation, as always, tomorrow. For now, you know, if you enjoyed, consider liking the video. If you're new around, if you're absolutely fresh around, new around, consider subscribing. Always super appreciated. Games, and games. Expect that over here, okay? We'll continue doing that. Because there is a lot of games. There is, yeah. I mean, there is literally no way to run out of games, I would say. I have itch.io games on the desktop right now. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4? This one we played already. And technically I have 5 more, but those are something I need to first check if it's something we can play at all. And I also have 10 on the hard drive from itch, but yeah, that's about it. Then again, I also still have games from Just USA, 6 of them that we haven't played. From Manga Gamer, I have 19. I don't know if we could play all of them, but something maybe we could. And let's not forget also the fact that I have games on GOG, or GOG as I call it, because I'm from Poland, so for us it's GOG. And on Epic I picked, well, quite a few free games, obviously, because I don't buy them. I don't buy it there, and so on, yeah. Well, and obviously there is an never-ending Steam library, which I guess I cleared a few games lately, but still a lot more to go. I would say, oh my god, it's over 2,000. I mean, some of them obviously are free games that I just added to library, but it's over 2,000 at this moment. And I noticed yesterday that on my wishlist, right, I crossed the number of 9,000 games. Jesus Christ. Anywho, with that being said, we won't run out of games anytime soon. So yeah, stick around, stick around. Also, remember, if you stick around, the chances of you running into bunny girls are even higher, so hey. Yeah, I would stick around if I were you. Yeah? But yeah, with that being said, let's end the video. We'll continue tomorrow. I wish you an absolutely fantastic day. And yeah, join me tomorrow too. Bye bye!